Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making one of those things that I never knew I was missing until I ate it again. Coconut shrimp. Let's get started. Hello. Before going gluten-free, I didn't eat much fried food to begin with, but several years ago we were traveling and someone in our group ordered...
Someone didn't put their phone on the
Probably that someone ordered the coconut shrimp too.
Technical guy.
Anyway, so he ordered these coconut shrimp and everyone at the table talked about how yummy they were, and I couldn't taste them, and I came home determined to make really good gluten-free coconut shrimp. So this is what I needed to do. I tried several different basic all-purpose baking mixes like Bisquick with not very great results. My favorite all-purpose baking mix is actually the Whole Foods 365 brand pancake and waffle mix. It has the best results, but I don't have that store near me and I can't get it delivered. So I had to come up with my own. So this is what I use for a baking mix. I'm going to start with my basic flour blend. And of course, I always have a fun jar to mix things up in. I need 1 3/4 cup of, there's where my cup went to.
You're missing that?
Yeah, I've been missing that. All right, so 1, come on, go. And 3/4 of my basic flour blend. And to this, I'm going to add some sorghum flour. So let's talk about sorghum flour for a minute. Sorghum is another gluten-free grain, and it has protein in it, so it's a richer grain. It kind of has a sweet flavor to it. The problem with sorghum flour in large quantities is it tends to have a drier, grittier, almost sandy type texture to it. So we don't want a lot of sorghum flour in our baked goods because we don't really want that texture when we're eating it. But it does have this really great property of binding the liquid in our batter and creating O2 bubbles, which in a fried food like a coconut shrimp adds to the crispy texture that we want. So sorghum is a great addition to my basic flour blend to give us those properties today. I'm only going to use 1/4 cup because, like I said, I don't want that sandy, gritty texture in my final product, but I do want that great airy, crispy texture here. All right. Along with that, I'm going to add baking soda. And I'm going to use 1/2 teaspoon of that. I also need some xanthan because, as we know, gluten-free flours do not have the elasticity to bind together. And I also need 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan because I want that to all stick together and hold on to my shrimp. I'm also going to use some baking powder. I want another 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Nope, a whole teaspoon of baking powder. See, it's a good thing I write down my recipes. One more thing. Sugar. That's gonna be 1/2 tablespoon. Just a little. And as always, shake it up. All right, now I'm ready for my shrimpies. So this is a multi-step process. I've got 3 different bowls here. I'm going to put a little bit of my plain baking mix in one bowl. So this one I'm going to use to put on the outside of my shrimp to make sure I've washed them and dried them, but I'm going to use a little bit of flour to make sure that they're actually dry so that the batter sticks to them. In the next bowl, I'm going to mix equal parts of my flour blend and gluten-free beer. And the gluten-free beer I'm using is Redbridge Sorghum. This is honestly the only one that I can find in my area. I cannot always find gluten-free beer, so if you can't find gluten-free beer or beer is something that you don't want to use in your baking, club soda works just as well. When I use club soda, I do add just a shake of garlic powder and also a shake of onion powder just to give a little more flavor because there is flavor in the beer. So I'm going to, I don't really measure it. For today, maybe I will. About a half a cup, maybe. I don't know. I just pour it in the bowl until it looks right. Again, about equal parts. So we'll go like that. And then I'm just gonna pour this in and mix at the same time. I want a thick batter so that it's thick enough to stick, but I don't want it so thick that it doesn't coat either. And that's a little too thick. A little more. My last ingredient is shredded coconut. I want an unsweetened shredded coconut, and the one that fell on the floor was my bad example here. So this one says that it is shredded coconut, but I want you to take a peek at what it actually looks like. That's not what we're looking for.
It's way too fine.
It is way too fine, yeah. We want, what I think of as shreds is ones that look more like that. So we want a shredded, that's kind of the long pieces like shredded carrots look like. But they both say shredded, so make sure you're taking a peek at them. This one I ordered online and I couldn't look at it before I got it. And I usually just do a small amount of coconut because what happens is as we dip our shrimp in the batter, the coconut will get gummy and I'll want to add fresh coconut so that it is not a wadded, gooey mess when I get them ready for my oil to fry. Okay, I think I have all of my pieces. In my pan here, I have about an inch of oil. I don't want it to completely cover my shrimp when I put them in. I just probably want to have about halfway on the bottom of them. I'm gonna go ahead and start that heating. And I do kind of a medium-low flame on that. Here's my little shrimpies. You wanna take a peek? I'm just making us lunch, so I don't need a lot. I do go the cheetah route. I do already peeled tails off, all ready to go so that I don't have to mess with that. And then I rinse them and pat them dry. Okay, so this is a little bit of a messy process here. So I take my shrimp and I'm gonna roll it in my flour just so that it's dry on the outside. Pretty little guy. And then it goes into the batter. Sorry. Shake it off. See how it coats? It's thick, but it's completely coated. It's not like running off. You can see that there's a layer there. And then into the coconut. My pan's not quite hot, so I'm just gonna set that on the side there and do another one. I try to only use one hand in the batters so that I don't have like two really gross hands. When I get these going, then I have one to flip them with. Keep it all to one side. The batter does tend to get a little bit thicker as we go, as everything soaks together. Oh, that feels good. Okay, here we go. Let's fry these up. And we do not want to overcrowd the pan. We want to make sure that there's plenty of space around these guys to do their job. All right, we'll just start with that. I'm gonna rinse my hand. As usual, I was impatient and didn't wait quite long enough. Now they're starting to bubble. Since I'm doing these in batches, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my oven on so that they stay warm as I go. And I'm just gonna put it on a really low 175 to keep it warm as we go. All right, what I'm looking for here, you can see in this shrimp, just around the edges is starting to turn a light golden brown. And when I see that, I know it's time to go ahead and flip them. Yay, look at that.
Too impatient.
Too impatient, yeah, always. The first batch is always that way. Ooh, that was startling, unexpected. All right, I'm gonna put these in the warm oven to keep them nice and toasty until we're ready to eat them while I assemble the rest of my shrimpies. Parchment paper double purpose again. One, it keeps me from having to scrub that pan, and two, it gives the grease someplace to drain to while my shrimp are staying warm in there. Okay, back to my assembly line. All right, now I'm going to clean up my mess and we're ready to eat. Here they are, warm, toasty coconut shrimp, ready for a taste. I'm using just plain peach preserves as my dipping sauce. Oh, look at that. Yep, too good to share.
No?
This batter works great for fish, minus the coconut. The beer batter, if you're making fish and chips, like a cod, would be amazing. I've tried it, it's great. Quick and easy, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, corn-free coconut shrimp with peach preserves. Worth a try. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.